that I do that. And it's my great pleasure and privilege to partner with Diana and Gary every week for this Saturday morning call. We've been doing it for over a decade, might be somewhere around 16 years now, and we're always blessed and privileged, and today is no exception. Now, sadly, I didn't know until a minute ago that who James' partner would be on this call, so Naomi, I'm sorry I don't have your bio in front of me, but I'll just tell us a bit about James. I usually say, you know, some people haven't had time to meet my guest speaker, but I've got a feeling everybody has met James. What happens when you stop believing the lie? Well, that's what happens for James Hannan. He went from believing the lie, the corporate career, believing that if he looked after the company and his bosses, they would look after him. One day he started to believe his gut or his inner voice telling him that things weren't good and he needed to do something and do it fast. That's when he decided he needed to change the way he was treating his little sideline business and give it more focus. Plugged into the training, removed all distraction, and he gave it all that he had. He took his business from paying him a maximum of $800 per month to over $10,000 per month within 14 months, and has continued to grow it from there, all part-time in the beginning while still holding a full-time job. He's now traveled the world with his daughters. He has major leaders in 6 countries around the world, and he's been awarded Australasia's top award, Australasian Associate of the Year. I think he'll be able to tell us about his most recent award this morning on the call. So, and I know, Naomi, you have a similar background when with business, and you jump ship and looking for something that would open your heart and give you opportunities from home around your family. So, Naomi and James, I'll hand it to you. I'm just going to get my notebook out and enjoy.
Wonderful, Sharon. It's for me, and I know it's the same for Naomi, but I'm not going to speak for her. She's she can speak for herself, and it's always a privilege to be here. Thank you for putting this on. And I don't know if everyone knows, you know, sometimes Sharon does this call, Diana does this call, Gary does this call, whether they feel like doing this call or not. They serve the community, whether they feel like doing it or not, you know, and that is a huge thing. And a lot of people don't get that. You know, a lot of people and I love this about this community. You all love Sharon, Diana, and Gary. You love them. And you get that there's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. Whereas never allow yourself to fall into that place of give me, okay? Never allow yourself to fall into that place of like, I'm just going to turn up and you're going to give me exactly what I want. And what do you mean that it's going to be a minute late? Or what do you mean that there's a technical issue? Or why does it have to be so hard? And why are we on webinars now instead of on phone calls? You know, and so Sharon, Diana, Gary, thank you for doing this. And I pray the entire community understands the amount of effort that goes into this, the amount of time sacrifice that you've done every week, year after year, to put this on. It's a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
And all right, let's get into this. Naomi, you want to say hello?
Yes, I do. Hi, everybody. It's great to be on here with you. I'm sure you know who I am. So, yes, I'm a presidential director with Manatech, and so I'm excited to be James's tag along today. I'm not even really sure what I'm saying, but I'm here, so I'm excited.
That's a professional. That's a professional, Naomi. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go off camera.
Sharon,
I'm going to write notes.
Could you make me a co-host, please, if possible, so I can share my screen?
Certainly.
Great, thank you. Lovely.
See you on the other side.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have some fun here today. Just give us a little wave if you like the idea of having fun. Just give us a wave if you like the idea of having fun. On your Zoom control panel, you'll see a little hand. You can wave that hand at me. Go ahead, do that. Excuse me. Yeah, brilliant. We're going to have some fun. Now, different to the kind of fun we have on a live meeting, when we're together face to face, although we're having a lot more fun like that, I think, Naomi, now, aren't we, in our live webinars? We say it's fun to have some fun, and then all of a sudden people have got an idea of what fun means. So this is me when we're at the Mets the New York Mets baseball game in New York, not last year, the year before. So if you want to know who I am, this is me. I've got to go over there with a group of our team. We had an absolute ball. It was freezing. I was putting my chapstick on, and I had my scarf, and I had my beanie. Kind of looked a little strange. I looked really weird. I was all pumped, but I was warm. I was a crazy Australian over in the grandstand doing a thing that I had dreamt about doing for so long, which was going to a real baseball game. Not when I say a real baseball game, like a professional baseball game. It was exciting to watch, exciting to be able to be a part of. It was paid for by Manatech, and what a wonderful, wonderful experience. I've had the privilege, the honor to be with Manatech now for 20 years. I've seen a lot, I've been through the highs and the lows, the plateaus, the ups and the downs, all of that kind of stuff. I've been through it all. And just recently, I was just so blessed to be recognized as Australasia's Associate of the Year, then also Top Business Builder of the Year as well, and Business Development Person of the Year. So developing the most business people in my team. And that was a real honor. Also had the top enroller for our entire region, Thai Tribble, in my team, the top enroller for Australasia in Naomi's team, the top rookie of the year in my team, Stuart Munro. And last year, Naomi took out all of the awards, and I was left in the bleachers just going, wow, this woman's amazing. So that's a little bit about me. So now I'm going to hand it over to Naomi. She can explain who she is.
Right, put me on the spot.
So,
okay.
I do see. So you get, this is me. These two photos should really explain us too. So like, this is me, right? And then this is Naomi. So this will give you an idea. The two variances.
Thank you, James. And I want to honour you as my upline. You've been there. You saw something in me long before I did, and I remember I hadn't done anything yet in the business, and I think I was about 4 or 5 months into it. And he said to me, when you're presidential, I thought, what are you talking about? Are you kidding? I can't even talk to people. Like, I seriously, every time I went to talk to someone, I go, and then I just walk away. And you know what? I still sometimes do that. So here I am a presidential, and it happens to me. So it's all right. And then something really clicked for me. It was my first Australasia event. Actually, before that, why I got started, I wanted to build something, that I could work around my family. I was actually really sick at the time, and I didn't think I could hold down my teaching job. I'd been in business before, and I didn't want a traditional business. So I got started, and just I couldn't make it fit for me, but there was something at Acon, and I know through that James was sort of building that belief within me that I could do it. When I saw people and really got a feel of the company, something switched, and I just decided, this is it. I'm going for it. It's either this or I'm going back to work. I have to get a job. Didn't want to get a job, so I really went for it. Within 4 years, then was able to reach the level of presidential director. And it's been an amazing journey. Like, the experiences that I've had within this company, like, I look back and it seriously blows my mind. You cannot get these experiences anywhere else. You can't get the lifestyle. My days are having coffee at the coffee shop with some team members, or them bringing their prospects, and it's just having a laugh and just enjoying life. And so the lifestyle's incredible, and the income, and then also being able to really make a difference. I know, when we were packing the meals over just recently at Dallas, I teared up. It's amazing to be part of this incredible mission that we have with Manatech, and you don't get that anywhere else. And so I'm very blessed to be with Manatech. I love it. And I love the people within Manatech too, and I really respect Sharon for what she does. And so, you know, there's a lot of amazing people within Manatech. We really have this wealth of knowledge, experience, abilities, and so I'm excited to take Manatech as a whole to that next level, to the company that I know it is. You know, we all know it has amazing products. So I'm really passionate about not just my team, and, you know, about taking Manatech as a whole and really seeing Manatech shine on the global arena. And I love that.
Yep, that's exactly right. So tonight, today, we're going to give you everything that we can to help you understand what it is that you have in your hands. Now, for those of you that are wondering about MLife, that is ready to go, just to let you know. It's ready to go. We're just putting out some training videos around it, because what I have found is some people don't even know how to copy and paste, okay? Some people don't know how to send an email, send a link. And so for us to launch something and to not have the ability for those people, we would spend all of our time trying. There would be people that would get frustrated in that, and so we don't want that. And so just to let you know, we're putting a few weeks into making sure we've got all these different training videos available. And obviously, if you need to learn something, it's always YouTube. There are basics, so we'll be directing people. Go to YouTube, look for a copy and paste, look for how to send a link, all that sort of stuff. So, but we are putting a lot of things in the background right now. So we'll be doing a soft launch of that very, very shortly for a small group of test case scenarios, mainly leaders around the world, and probably 15 to 20, maybe 30 people, and then to make sure that we've got everything in place, and then we'll launch, just to let you know, just for those of you waiting on an update about MLife. But anyway, let's get into this. Let me give you a couple of little things here as we just move this up. There we go. Over here. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Now think about this for a moment. A dream is a wish that your heart makes. The problem is, one of the things that we don't do is that we don't listen to our heart. Your heart is wanting you to go bigger and dream more. You know, Naomi, you speak so often on going from your heart rather than from your head. You know, so a dream is a wish that your heart makes. And so when you allow your dreams to come out of your heart, when you allow your dreams to become real, everything else changes. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. You see, if you don't have your dream paramount, like I've got this little dream here. I'm gonna let you see what it is. Okay, that I am working on, that I'm working towards, that I want. I've got these dreams that are alive in me. Okay, and you know there are things that can come and knock you off course. It's just understanding though that your soul is wanting you to have those things. Move past the place where you believe that you can't or shouldn't have things. No, don't allow that to be the thing that owns you, because when you move past these things, your activities will change. Your activities, your actions will change, because you will realize yourself that you need them. Now, the other thing to understand is that the word try and commit don't go together. You know, I love Yoda, and I love what he said. He said, try, there is no try, there is only will or will not, you know, and it's so true. That's as good as my accents go. It's really bad. But anyway, you know, so you must remember that try and commit just don't go together. They're total opposites. And so if you understand this, so when you say, I'm going to try to commit, it doesn't work. I'm going to, I'll try and get there. That doesn't work. I'll try and do my personal development. That doesn't work. I'll try and learn online strategies. That doesn't work. I will try and learn how to present. That doesn't work. So for so many people, right, they always remember this, and I love this. Eric Worre said this, is that the person with the pen is the one making all the money. Now think about that for a moment. The person up the front presenting is the one making all the money. So for those of you who want to sit back and allow everyone else to present on your behalf, so you want to be able to send them to a presentation online, you want your upline to always do your presentations for you because you don't want to learn it, or you think you're not good enough and you're not allowing yourself to move into that place where you are good enough, then you're always allowing somebody else to be the one earning the money. When you move into that place of learning, when you move into that place of I'm going to do this, that's when change. It's like, Naomi, at what level were you when I told you you're doing this week's webinar?
Oh, I think I'd just gone regional. So regional was 1,500 points back in the day. And, you know, I panicked big time, freaked out. But I'm really grateful now. I'm actually really grateful for that push that I had to get in there. I had to learn how to present. I had to listen. I wrote down word for word everything that James said until I found my own place. And then, that's how I started. So everybody starts somewhere. Sometimes we look at someone present and go, oh, they're so good, I could never be like that. No, well, you're not like that yet, but they weren't like that either. But they've only become like that because they practiced and they did it and they did it and they did it. I'm sure if someone heard mine, my first ones, it would be a laugh. But that's okay. So don't look at where someone is now. Everybody started at a certain place, and that's how you grow and that's how you become better at things.
Yeah. And so think about this with everything that you're going to learn today, or the WASP video, according to Kate. You are a crack-up girl. Congratulations, by the way. Come back from Manifest and you've signed up, 5 business partners or 6 business partners, following the things that we're going to explain to you today. So congratulations, Kate. And before we get started, I'd love to know who this month has signed up or gotten started. One person this month. I want you to put in the comments that yes, just type yes in the comments if you have gotten started at least one person or more this month. Just go ahead, do that in the comment section of the Zoom control panel. So if you've signed up one person or more this month already, go for it. Well done, Marie. Congratulations. Come on, guys. I know that I can see a lot of my team members on here, and I know you've signed up people. So go ahead. Well done, who's Margaret? Oh, it's Margaret. Good on you, Margaret. Good on you, Kim. Well done, Diana. Fantastic. You see, this is the energy that's being created right now as people are in this go mode, this move mode. Let's make it happen. Okay, next. Until you commit, nothing happens. However, when you commit, the universe rallies to your side, but it will test you. This is one of my quotes. I was wondering why it took me, like, nothing was happening in my business. Nothing. I just wasn't breaking free. What was it? Kate said has already signed up one person. Well done, Kate. Well done, Fran. Proud of you. Good job. So I was trying to figure out why didn't things change for me quickly, and it wasn't until I really committed. You see, when you realize Manatech isn't something extra that you do, that Manatech is actually what you do. This is who you are. You don't need to put extra time aside for Manatech because it just becomes part of your life. If you think about it, you already have the time. You already have the time. You already have the energy. It's just that time and energy is being committed to something else. It takes no more energy to talk to someone than it does to read a book or watch TV. It takes no more energy to learn a script as it does to actually sit down and read a magazine. The energy and the time is exactly the same. You have the same amount of time. You have the same amount of energy. You're just putting it in other places right now that aren't productive. So now as you move into learning how to fill your funnel, and you start to become committed, there is no start to become committed. It is just you are or you are not. You are committed to your business, you are committed to your future, or you're not. just know that I'm committed. And when you do that, what happens is you attract to you exactly what you want. Like, I'm going to use this as a great example. My daughter, I'm so proud of her, Hope. Like, this brings tears to my eyes, so just work with me here. Right? I'm a proud daddy. I'm allowed to be a proud daddy. It just is what it is. She's 17 years old. She started doing Hapkido with me. Now, my style of Hapkido is not easy. It is hard. People fail their white belt, just to let you know. And you might think, oh, gee, that must be bad. These are like a black belt grading anywhere else. And so what happened is that, you know, we had our very first grading at my school. Guess who was the first student not to fail? It was my daughter. Hardest night of my life. I was freaking out. I was hurt because she was hurting, all of this stuff. But she turned up the very next day to go to train with the people that had just failed her, right? Then over the next 3-4 weeks, I'm over in the US. She decides that she's going to turn up to training 2, 3, 4 times a week and get personal coaching, personal training, okay, by one of the guys who had just failed her. Then I get a text message while I'm in the US saying, you know, Dad, I'd like to go to the grading in Sydney. So this meant she needed to have a day off school. She needed to drive 7 hours. I wasn't allowed to drive her. She had to drive herself 7 hours down to Sydney at the age of 17. I'm in the passenger seat to train with people she had never met. There was over 100 people or pretty close to 100 people in the room, and she had to attempt again to get her yellow belt, her next belt. These are so hard, she vomited twice in her grading. Okay, now that's not vomit out of nerves, it was because of the amount of action she needed to take, the amount of turning kicks, the amount of cat rolls, the amount of punches, the amount of effort that needed to go. And at the end of the day, sorry, I get so emotional, she was given her yellow belt. You might think, it's just a yellow belt. No, you see, this is life. The way you do one thing is the way you do all things. If you want to be committed to receive your next leadership level, you need to do exactly that. Naomi, can I ask, like, the time that you put into your Manatech business, how many people would you be prospecting on a daily basis?
Oh, I don't know, minimum 10 probably, minimum, yeah. Depending on what the day is, you know, whether it's based on helping team and their contacts, but I'm always doing my own. I'm always enrolling.
Yes. You know, Naomi said to me the other day, oh yeah, I think I enrolled 10 people a month. Okay, so how do you do that? So let's get into that part of it, because I just want you to understand commitment first, decision first. I'm sorry guys, I normally have my laptop up here so you're looking directly at me, but I haven't got my stand. I need to go get us another stand. That's a little bit of training, by the way. Never look down at the camera, always look up or directly at, just to let you know. Okay, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Colin Powell, it's so true. Decide to be the professional in the area that you choose. So this is what we're going to be talking about. What's the choice that you make? What area are you going to be the professional? Where are you going to work? So this is called You Incorporated. You're the brand. So over this next little while, for those of you that join us with MLife, now MLife is going to be the training and marketing platform used by, I would say, nearly every leader in the English-speaking world. I'll let you know. It's going to be incredible. We're going to, some of the things that are coming, I'm so excited about. They're not being done anywhere in the world in network marketing. They will be a first, and they'll blow your mind. Maybe Sharon, if you might invite us back when it's ready to go, and I can explain. It will be probably the biggest webinar you do. It will be incredible, and it'll be an honor if you're open to that. But understanding that the training that I'm giving you tonight will actually be, it's full training. There are over 50 videos on this very topic. That this initial area will be part of the training on your Facebook profile and your brand. That'll all be part of they're already completed, they're inside the system. So You Incorporated, you're the brand. First of all, you are the product, not the company or its products. You know, one of the things I want you to understand is that the way that you're positioning yourself is everything. Now, when I go, let me tell you stories. I like to tell stories to explain positioning. So I can position myself, the way I'm positioning myself is a successful entrepreneur, a successful business person that likes to have fun. That's me. I'm a dad, I do martial arts, I love to do videos, all of this sort of stuff. But for me, my posture is I know what I'm talking about. And I don't mind calling the junk that's out there, these personal coaches who want to tell you how to generate leads. Like Naomi, you and I were having a laugh the other day about these personal NLP coaches who, and I shouldn't just call them out, but I'm going to. Oh, well, I'm just going to do it, right? They're going to tell you how to generate all these leads, but they don't have more than 2,000 people on their Facebook page. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you how to position yourself on social media when they're not making any money. So, you know, we're going to teach you how to do that. You're the product, not the company or its product. So you need to position yourself around there. Now, Naomi, if you have ideas on something, jump in. Please just jump in. Do it right, you'll build trust. Do it wrong, you will repel people. So here's the thing. Be very aware about who you're getting a photo with on Facebook, okay? Be very aware about who you are allowing yourself to be connected with everything that you do on social media or in the community. Let's face it, you know, if you've got children and they're at school and they're hanging out with the bad kids, are you going to be happy about that? No. So if that's the way you think, why would you think that it's okay for you to hang out with people that other people don't respect, okay, or that don't go with your image? Now, that may be a tough thing. So you've got to be thinking about, okay, for instance, you might, like for me, I'm not going to take a photo with someone smoking a cigarette. That's just not what I'm going to do. It'd be rare for me to take a photo with someone drunk and putting it up on Facebook. When I say drunk, I mean, I don't mind having a glass of wine or something like that if it looks classy, if it looks sophisticated, if it looks successful. But you've got to be very careful about you're not repelling your target market. Very, very important. Now, I'll give you a story. I'm a Christian, you guys know that, but I also do martial arts. Now, in the Christian world, that's kind of an oxymoron. Okay, some people think that you can't have the two together. And so what happens is that my martial arts can repel some people's mentality. I needed to be okay with being able to position my martial arts in this community and realize that there will be a group within there that won't understand. Okay, and so in that, then if they're not going to understand, that's okay. I'm okay to lose that part of my community. I needed to be okay with that because that's where their belief is at the moment and they don't have that understanding. So understand that doing something that you do on Facebook, it will repel or it'll push away. Decide how you want to be seen, then present that way. If you want to be seen as a successful entrepreneur, you need to present that way, the way you dress. Like when I'm doing my martial arts, I'm wearing my martial arts shirt, okay? I've got my martial arts hat, I'm branding that, okay? But when I'm doing my Manatech business, like yesterday, how was I dressed?
Yeah, in a shirt and nice pants.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, so I'll have, and then the people that know me in martial arts, they go, oh, well, you're all dressed up today. And I say, actually, no, this is my work clothes. This is the way I normally dress. You just see me in my martial arts outfit. The next part is have a plan. Know what your plan is going to be and then work it. So if you now, first of all, your mindset, who am I? Okay, I'm a mum. Wonderful. I love health. Yes, I love children. Okay. Well, if I'm a mum, I love health and I love children. I want my kids to be best. Do you reckon other mums want that? Okay. So how about I start positioning myself as a mum, loves kids, loves children, loves other mums who've got kids. Let me help them do the same. So if you start coming from that place, you start coming from the place where you're able to help, sorry, makes it itchy. I've lost my headset, my other one. Anyway. You're starting to help those people, then all of a sudden you become an authority in that area. why don't you talk a little bit about becoming an authority? You know, because you do a lot on this area now when it comes to the branding of an individual. Do you want to talk a little bit on that?
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously touched on it there, but it's about really knowing who you are and then who your target market is. So who are you going to, whose problems are you going to solve? And, you know, for me, initially, it was all about being a work from home mum. Well, my kids are older, so I kind of, it was a little bit different then for me. And so I've kind of gone into another kind of area. So whatever it is for you, don't sort of look at what other people are doing, but what is it for you? And it might be, you know, we've got someone in our team, Sandra, and so she's Groovy Granny. Now that's probably targeting people that are getting close to retirement. So you're providing solutions for those people. You know, in the health arena, you know, whatever area it is that you're particularly focused on, then provide those solutions to those people, and then just, you know, stay in that place, and so that you're starting to answer all of their concerns, their problems, and speak to them. And so, you know, for example, like just recently, actually, we might get into that later, so we'll go on.
Oh, okay, cool. Just remember that thought, just in case we don't. So when you're doing your marketing, market undercover. You don't need to be straight out and hit hard. So yesterday we had a meeting. We say the day before we had a meeting with a lady. I went in. And I wanted to buy my girls a flower each, a rose each. It was just wanted to do it. I want to be the dad. The first flowers they get are from their dad. You know, they've had lots of flowers from me, lots of roses from me. So I still like to buy them a rose every now and again. And so I went in, I bought them a rose, and I found out that the person giving me the roses was the owner of the cafe. So it's a florist cafe. And I got talking to her, and I just smiled, and I go, "Oh, is this your?" And I complimented her. I complimented her in a cafe, how beautiful it is, and how lovely the flowers are, and I'm just talking to her, and she's, "Oh, what do you do?" And I realized, hold on a second, you know what? I asked her how her business is going, and she said that it's been really, really tough because the shopping centre she's in has been doing it hard. And so she asked me what I do, and I said, well, I actually work with social media. Sorry, I'm an expert. I'm sorry, start again. I actually help business owners with social media and presence and help them find clients. And she goes, oh, really? I said, yeah. And she's talking about how walk-through traffic has slowed down, and so her sales are down. I said, you don't need walk-through traffic. And she goes, oh, what? And I said, look, why don't we catch up for coffee? Free of charge, no problem at all. We'll sit down, and I'll give you some ideas of what you can do in your cafe. Okay, so now I didn't know what the next step was going to be. I'm just sort of flying by the seat of my pants here. Obviously, I can help her with marketing, no problem at all. But how was they going to transition that to Manatech, right? How was that going to happen? But I'm in this place of like, I'm just going to talk to everyone. I don't give a rip anymore. This is where I'm at. I'm talking to everyone. They're coming into my pipeline. They're coming into my funnel because I'm building this thing big. I'm doing what I used to do, and it's giving me energy. When you move into this place, now, Sharon, we may go a little bit longer today, or we can split it into 2 webinars. I've just realized, and because I'm got so much, if you want to do it 2 or go longer, you let me know. Just maybe send me a message. Okay, so I started talking to her, and we set an appointment. We sat down with her, gave a whole heap of ideas, and then we talked, and she goes, what do you do? And I said, oh, we market them. We've got world cutting edge nutritional supplements. And we sat down, and I showed her a little napkin presentation. Again, that's going to be in the MLife, a napkin presentation, how to present on a piece of paper on the back of a serviette, the exact words to say. It's different to JP's. It works every single time. It's beautiful, and you're going to have that. And you're also going to have a printable version as well. But anyway, so I sat down with her, showed it to her, and she goes, oh, I really like plaques, and I really like ambrotose. There you go. And now what we'll do is we'll do another thing and now she's got contacts. We'll work out through her contacts. So I'm marketing undercover. just what was just said before was, whose problems are you going to solve? And so her problem was she needed traffic in her business. And yes, I can help with that. That's because I know that stuff. And so I can sit down with her. Now, you may not know that stuff, but you can definitely sit down with someone and just listen and then talk about, well, that must be so stressful. Okay, have you ever heard about class? That would help you with the stress levels, you know, and so you learn how to take a person's details and add them into the funnel. Be you. You can't be anybody else. When you try to be somebody else, it's not going to work. You must be you. So, you know, it's very, very, very important. Oh, let me just, oh, I've gone too far. I apologize. Oh, I'm lost. I can't get to my, all right. Sorry, guys. I have, okay, be you. So, you know, if I try to be Sharon, Sharon's lovely. I love Sharon. She's awesome. You know, she's absolutely wonderful. So it's like, if I can't, but I can't be Sharon, you know, it just won't happen, you know, but I can be me. So you need to be you. So if we give you scripts, if you have a presentation, make it work for you. Make it work around you. Okay, but the only way you can make something yours is by practicing it. If you go to use it and you haven't practiced it, but you want to use it in real life before practicing it, it won't work. It just won't. You know, with my students in martial arts, when I get them on the mat and I teach them a cross, right? They do this cross, but most of the time they do it like this. They've got their wrist like that, or they do it like that. They're going to break their wrist. Then they've got their thumbs in here like this. Okay, or they've got a knuckle out this, thinking that's the way to hit, and they're going to break a knuckle. They're not, and then if they went out and they tried to do it without being trained, they're going to hurt themselves. It just won't work. So they need to train that cross punch. I can't tell you how many times I've thrown a cross. Over 10,000, maybe 20,000 times I have hit a cross punch. Is it right yet? No, it's not. I need to keep practicing it for it to be me. Do something you love, okay? Be who you are. Do something you love. Don't do something you hate. Do what you love. And look at what others are doing. Okay, I want hands up. Let's do a real hands up. Who of you here follows, let's say follows what I do on Facebook, or what Naomi does on Facebook, or what somebody else does on Facebook? Just raise your hand. It's okay, be honest. I do. Just raise your hand. Brilliant. I'm so glad to see that some of you do that. If you're not doing that, you should be. You need to go and look at successful people and see what they're doing. Watch what they're doing and get ideas. Do you want to explain more on that, or have I covered that enough?
Yeah, I mean, you have covered it, but it is something that I do all of the time. I'm always looking at what other people are doing, because it just triggers a certain idea, and then I can take it and make it my own. But you know, it looks for people, and you know, that there are a lot of people, you know, that aren't having success, and they might try to look like they are. But, you know, goes for people that, you know, are producing that success, and just follow what they're doing. You know, something I'm always doing.
That's it. And so, like, if you don't do that, though, if you don't give yourself the chance, permission to go, oh, I shouldn't do what they're doing. Oh, you know, just mimic them. Move out of that place. I guarantee that every person you've seen that's a success has already mimicked somebody else. Nothing is new. There is nothing new under the sun. It's all been taken from somewhere else. Be yourself.
Can I just say on that too, though, James, again, I just want to really reinforce this, is in doing that, don't compare yourself to them and go, oh, I could never be like that. You know, start with the little steps. And I know so many times we go to that place, oh, you know, they know. Well, they didn't. No one knew. You know, you probably look at their first videos and they're terrible. So it's okay. You know, just start with your little steps. Like, pick something little. Start something little each day or each week, or implement something little. and then you'll get a little bit more confidence, and then a little bit more. So rather than going, oh, I can never be like that, or getting overwhelmed by it all, just start little and then go from there.
Exactly. Now, also think about this. If you're going to use something that I do or something that somebody else does, can you comment on their post first? This is the way you do it in a nice way. Let's say I put up a post and you really like it. And let's say you don't want to share it, you want to make it your own post. Well, before you take the post and you download it, you copy, paste, and you put it up, make sure you comment and like their post. So for instance, let's just say you took my post and you saw it and said, oh, okay, comment, say, oh, great post, I totally agree, whatever. Then you can download it and re-upload it on your side. Because, and maybe even shoot me a message, loved your post, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to put it up on mine as well. I'll never have an issue with that. But when a person takes something that you put time into writing or put it up, and they just take it, copy, paste, and don't even give you the respect of saying, hey, that was beautiful, do you mind if I do this? That's sort of yuck. It's not a nice feeling. But when you, if you want to build that relationship, always tell the person, hey, I'm just going to use your post. Don't comment, say, do you mind if I use this? Send them a personal message. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, look, if that's a photo, but I wouldn't copy and paste anyone's what they've put there unless you actually put their name, because that's sort of, but if you want to use exactly what they've said, then that's great, just put their name next to it so that it's like a quote coming from them. Otherwise, I mean, using a photo, that can get anywhere, yeah, absolutely, and then just kind of put your own spin on it. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a really good point. Thank you. Yeah, is that you'll quote the person you've got it from, message them, letting them know it's even better, and do both. Okay, it's just really nice. It just really is nice. Be yourself on someone else, health, business, etc. What are you going to do? You'll work that out. Okay, you got to spend some time. Eric Worre says this, and this is the thing I've always found in my business, is that people, the biggest business, the fastest growing businesses promote product. Now, here's the thing though, promote product through the business. So my presentations, I'm always business, but I'm excited about the product. I am a raving fan about how good these products are. Okay, so when I'm presenting, so if I might sit down and someone to explain the products, but I'm actually explaining the business at the same time. Oh, this is why our business is so good. But if I've spoken to someone about making money and I sit down with them, I'm starting with the product, the product, the product, the product. The biggest businesses in the world today, in our company or in any company, are positioning product first. Let me answer that. They're positioning product first. In their business presentations, in their product presentations, it's product first. Now, I think that some of you will be like, how the heck, did I just hear that from James? Yes. But here's the thing, guys. I've just realized that I've never explained that in that way. I've always gone product first in my presentations. I say, have you heard about glycans? No. Far out. You just need to hear about these. There's a business here. So because I love the product, I am a raving fan of the products. You may want to hide or delete your old posts. So as you start to move into being in a place of attraction marketing, which is what we're talking about here, where you're becoming so attractive in the marketplace that people want to follow you, they want to buy from you, you may want to look at your profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, maybe not Twitter so much, but definitely on Facebook and maybe on Instagram. Look at the photos you've put up. You may want to hide some of them. In fact, you may want to delete some of them because they don't put you in a positive light. If you're a negative person, stop being negative. You want to be positive. Move into that place where you are a more positive person.
Yeah, I'll just comment on that. Everybody goes through life. That's part of it. So rather than, I see this happen a lot on Facebook. People put their life on Facebook, all the negative things. So rather than doing that, come from a place of victory. So even though this happened in my life, this is how I overcame it, and give from that place. Because that's really powerful. So you don't need to hide, not hide, but be real in what's going on, but be real in the way that you're coming from that place of victory. So this is what I've done. I find that meditating every morning helps me get through stressful situations. I find that getting out and grounding in nature, really energizes my body. So you're showing from that place, and it's a really powerful thing. Rather, if you've just had a really bad negative thing, don't go, I can't stand this person. You see that a lot. Just wait until you've kind of overcome it. It might be a week or two or whatever, and then come from that place. And so you're being real, you're being authentic in whatever's gone on in your life, but you're also, giving people the hope that might be going through that same thing, or showing them strategies that they can have for their life. And so all of a sudden people are like, oh, wow, okay, so that's a strategy I can use for whatever I'm going through, because I really relate to that. Come from that place. So more of a positive, uplifting, this is how I got through this time, or how I'm getting through this time. If you're in the middle of a challenging period, I find these strategies really helpful, and that's, people love that.
Yes. Now think about it this way, guys. For me, I've just gone through probably the worst time of my life the last few years, but I never posted on Facebook in a negative way. Always posted on Facebook if I'm going through a tough time or whatever. Try and think, okay, what if I was somebody else? What would I want to hear? What do I want to hear now? Okay. Remember that. What would lift me up right now? So I actually wrote stuff for myself to hear. So exactly what you just heard, exactly what Naomi just said, which is that come from that place of victory. When you do that, it's such a powerful, beautiful place. And now there's a thing about comparison too. Jace, you said something there. Comparison is the thief of all joy. You know what? That's true, but at the same time, think about this. The way that you think around comparison could actually be the place of all victory. Because if you compare and you get inspired by the comparison, where you go, well, rather than looking at it and going, oh, that person has the body I want, far out, they're so lucky, they just got this great body and they never seem to put on any fat, they don't, all of this stuff, rather than saying, gee, I want a body, they're inspiring me. So it's a change of thought. We've all heard the fear versus excitement example. Fear, your palms get sweaty, your heart races, you get a little bit confused. But excitement, your palms get sweaty, your heart races, you get a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, it's exactly the same emotion on it. So rather than when you look at somebody else or something else or somebody else that is doing what you want, rather than looking at them and feeling less than, look at them and feel inspired. I want to be like them. I want to be like Mike. So everything is about changing a thought process around it. If I could look at some of the things that have happened in the however long for me, and I can either go, oh, far out, or I can go, fine, awesome, I'm going to see how good I actually am, and I'm going to come back better. It's a different mindset. It's such a different mindset. People were looking at what I was doing on social media rather than going, oh, how did he do that? I'm going to reach out. Karen Dennis is a great example. Karen was looking at what I did on social media rather than find a negative with it, she called me up and said, James, can you just give me some help? And we sat down for a couple of hours. We did a webinar together. I gave her some pointers, and she started to implement it. She said, this is the best stuff I've done for my team. You know, all of a sudden, we've got a community going on. So what she did, such a wonderful leader, is she got in contact with the person that was inspiring her instead of time. Now, I don't have time to do that one-on-one with everyone. That was just Karen and I friends. And so rather than be deflated, be inspired by what you see. Family photos, life, family success, health fun. They're all the kind of things you want to be putting up on Facebook. Things that when people look at it, they're inspired by it. Always give value. Give value. Now, a couple more questions. Stay off games on Facebook. So stay off them. Don't go on them, because if you're doing Candy Crush or whatever it is on Facebook, the poker games, all of that stuff, number one, you're wasting time. You're not committed. You're not committed to your business. You're not committed to yourself. You need to be reading books. If you want to know a book to read to make yourself better on Facebook, The Copywriter's Handbook. That book everyone should be reading. Why? Because you will learn about copywriting. You'll learn, like you'll see here, I've been, I'm highlighting pages after pages of information in here that I'm learning on. Because copywriting is your online sales tool. So learning, putting time aside to learn rather than play the games. But the thing with the games on Facebook is everyone can see you're playing games. You don't want that. So-and-so just got 5 points for Candy Crush. Give them a congratulations. I don't give a rip what you got on Candy Crush. Flip. It's like the worst thing you could possibly doing. And for an entrepreneur or a person with an entrepreneur mind, if they see you playing Candy Crush, they see you playing a game on Facebook, they're going to laugh. They really will. Don't waste your time. That's not positioning you in the way that you want. So, guys, what I'm going to do is, this is a great opportunity to ask questions, I think, Sharon. And what we'll do is we're going to do a second webinar. Now that we've gone through this part, which lays the foundation, the second component will be now filling your funnel. And we'll talk to you about where to get people from, whether it's offline or online, how to bring them in, what to do with them, what to say to them, the scripts around that. We're going to give that to you as part of the next training with Sharon and I, and Naomi will work out when that should be. I hope that this was a good place to lay that foundation.
Brilliant. That's the perfect word, James. It is a foundation. They're all solid principles of, the success in that getting started and being your brand and who you are and believing in yourself and presenting your best foot forward. So James is open to questions. You've got a chat box there. If you're new to the webinar system, just search around on whatever vehicle you're using, a phone or a desktop or a laptop. You'll see a chat box. Is there any questions for James on what we've talked about today? So from getting your mindset right, having a plan. Go ahead.
There's a great question from Pauline. Do we need a separate business Facebook page? I might let you answer this one, Naomi.
I don't think so. Are you talking about like the public page, she might be talking about a page. So on Facebook, you've got your personal profile, you've got your page, and then you've got groups. Unless you're committed to a page, like if you're really going to go that way and you've got your branding and, you're going to post there, you're going to really invest money, you have to invest money on pages now. They don't work without it. If you're going to go that way and you have got a little bit of experience technically, great, build a page. If not, don't waste your time there, because it needs to be committed to both financially and time-wise. In saying that, if you want to do that, then go for it, because pages are good. You can do advertising on there. That's a little bit more in depth, but that, for that. Use your profile. Your profile's so powerful. I meet people offline, and the first thing I do is go, let me just put your name in on Facebook and let's connect there. And that's why what we've just told you is so powerful for the next part, because they're going to come you know, I don't give out business cards or anything like that. I get their name on Facebook and I say, okay, just put your name in and let's connect. That's how I start to build my profile up. So anyone I'm meeting offline, even, you know, when I first started, I was going back through everybody I knew, everybody I worked with, anyone that I've connected with over the time. So build your personal profile. That's sort of the buzz thing, and you can really develop relationships because you can start to connect, you know, start liking them. For example, and I'll just tell this story, you know, quickly that I was going to start. This personal trainer, so he's a local cough guy. I'm not even sure of how we became friends. But, you know, I started to like his stuff. I quite liked his stuff. You know, it wasn't like the typical personal trainer. He's sort of had that mind, body, spirit thing that I connect to. And then I just started to chat. Now, we first started to chat, I think it was last October. So I'm not going to bounce in and hammer him, look at my products, look at my products. I'm developing a relationship. Oh, gee, I love your stuff. Tell me a bit more about what you do. Great, blah, blah, blah. Like his stuff, connect, comment on his stuff. So, and then came back from Manifest and I just reached out to him. I said, look, you know, we're looking to work with some personal trainers in the area. Got something new coming out. Would you be interested in catching up for a coffee? That's it. You know, and because I developed that relationship, it wasn't icky. He was really open and he's come on board Tuesday. He's already enrolled his first person who's already about to enroll her first person. So, you know, it's not about hammering people straight away. And we'll talk about this in funneling. It's about building relationships within that. And yeah, like I said, we'll go into more detail, but just know that, like, you know, your personal profile is really powerful because that's where you can start to connect with people, connect with their stuff and like their stuff, comment on their stuff, you know, have chats with them that aren't like, buy my stuff. It's just like, oh, tell me about what you do. Great. And it might not even go anywhere. That's okay. It's about relationship building. Like I said, I've probably had 4 chats since then. You know, and then at the right time, he was ready. And that's sort of how that works. So personal profile is really powerful. Groups are, like, we'll go into that too. Groups are the key. I'm like, if there's anything as much, it's like, this is how the funnel goes. You bring people from the wide world into you on Facebook, into your group, connecting then, and then you can bring them on board. So it's not about, yes, I want to enroll you right now. It's about that relationship, bringing them into the funnel, and then you can connect that way. Some people, yes, you do, they come on board straight away. That's okay. But mostly it's about the funnel.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that, especially with MLife, about the groups and about, especially on at a leadership level. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, Winnie, you asked for the author of the book that I put up. Copywriter's Handbook is by Robert W Bly. That's Robert W Bly. Now, so let's have a look. Is there any other questions that have come through? No. Now, on one other thing on your profile. So for me, yeah, just build your profile. I agree. But make so much value on your profile that people just have to follow you. When you do a live video, they have to watch you. And guys, I'm going to be open and honest right here, right now. And it's going to sound sexist. It's going to sound like I'm a sexist pig and all that stuff. I want you to know that I am not. Okay, but it's probably not going to come across right. But I'm going to tell you, fellas, you can get away with not looking your best. You can. You can get away with doing it with a baseball cap on. You can get away with, doing it in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Now, does that mean you should always do it that way? No, you need to show both sides of what you're doing. You need to that look good, look as good as you can. You know, if you're a tradesperson, you can absolutely do a live video on your trade gear. And you can have a bit of concrete on your face. You can have your work clothes on and do a video. You know what, guys? This is my normal job. It's hard, okay? But my other business, I'm working from home. Well, it's hard too. We get to choose our hard. Okay, this one I'm working my fingers to the bone. I've got concrete all over my other one. I get to talk to people, relax, have cafe, chai latte, you know, have some fun. All right. So, but ladies, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to like this. Put your makeup on, do your hair, dress nice. Okay. Yes. Do the, hey, I'm in my pajamas today. Definitely you can do that. If you're with the target, this is me today. You can do that. This is me today ones. Okay. Absolutely. No problem with that. But always think that, who are you positioning yourself as? Okay. If I'm always doing one where I'm a dag, okay, and I don't know what I'm talking about, there's no posh and I'm not dressed nicely, then people are going to see me as a dag. Okay, you want to be the inspiration, the person to follow. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And I hope that you understand with my heart that I love you guys, and ladies, I'm just telling you the truth. Everyone else wants to sugarcoat it. Naomi, would you agree with that, what I just said?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's all part of it as well. And, you know, there's times actually I'm up on the headland and my hair's up in a ponytail and, you know, I have a cap on, and that's all part of that story. So yeah, but if you're sitting down to do a live, it's how you present yourself. And so you're a business person. And so presenting yourself as a business person is really powerful. And so, you know, think about that. Think about how you're presenting yourself in different ways. So, yeah.
Someone on Galaxy A5, I don't know who that is, said, what? Who's that? Oh, that's Brian and Julia. Good. All right, I get it. All right, guys, that's us for today, I think. Sharon, thank you for letting us be on this. Do you have any questions? Is that anything you want to say, Shaz?
Well, thank you so much. What fantastic start to a series of education for all of you in the lead up to MLife launch, because all this is building the foundation. I hope you can see that. And just a little announcement, Dr. Nugent has had to cancel his call for July. So we'll be for June. So we'll be looking at July, and you'll probably have to watch the emails and make sure you're on our Facebook page, Australasian Connect. And if you want to get notifications texted to you, send us a message on that Facebook page, and we'll let you know what the upcoming schedule is. So James and Naomi, you've blessed everyone today. Thank you so very much. It's our great pleasure to have you again. I'm grateful for your nature.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're awesome, Shaz. Oh, sorry, Sharon.
That's all right. Shaz is okay in Australia.
It's our pleasure, and yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So God bless everyone. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. I'm going to go and have a shower because I smell, and then Hope's just said I'm buying her shoes and she wants clothes. She's not getting clothes. I'm not getting her clothes, seriously. She can just do it.
Get her clothes.
And,
I'm with Hope.
No, yeah, of course you won't. Just all right. Bye, everyone.
Have a great Saturday, everyone. Thanks for being here.